Have you ever felt that despite your daily prayers or chanting, the pain remains? That even after immersing yourself in sacred texts, your suffering continues as if nothing has changed? What if I told you that the reason might not be the practice itself, but the way you're understanding it? What if you've been holding a diamond all along, but never turned it toward the light? Welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining me today on a journey into one of the most profound and mysterious scriptures in all of Mahayana Buddhism, the Diamond Sutra, or Reciting Sutra. This isn't just a text for the mind, it's a weapon of insight sharp enough to cut through the roots of suffering, delusion, and attachment. Today, we're going to explore why this ancient scripture, revered for over 2 millennia, continues to change lives, dissolve mental prisons, and serve as a guide to the deepest kind of liberation, the kind that doesn't come from running away from pain, but by seeing through it entirely. More importantly, we will unpack the misunderstood nature of its language, because the Diamond Sutra does not speak to the surface of the mind, came straight at its core illusions, and once you truly hear what it is saying, not just read it, not just chant it, but let it echo inside you, it becomes something more than scripture, becomes light, living light. Let's begin with a story. There was once a monk named Timel in northern China who lived during the Tang dynasty. Every morning, he would recite the Diamond Sutra in full before sunrise, sitting alone by candlelight. His disciples admired his discipline, but worried about his health. He was aging, and the winters were harsh. One of them, concerned, asked, "Master, why do you cling to this practice so firmly?" He smiled and replied, "I do not cling. Only clear the dust each morning. If not, the mirror will forget its shine." His words carry the essence of the sutra. The Diamond Sutra teaches us that reality is not something we build, it's something we uncover. It is already present beneath the dust of ego, of concepts, of illusions. One of its most famous lines, the Buddha says, "All conditioned phenomena are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like dew or a flash of lightning. As should one view them." This verse is not poetic metaphor, it is direct pointing. It's telling us everything you cling to, your identity, your plans, your achievements, your grief, is temporary, insubstantial, and it is this clinging that causes suffering, not the events themselves. The Diamond Sutra, unlike other scriptures, does not give you a comforting narrative. It doesn't offer heaven or even enlightenment as a reward. Instead, it strips away all constructs, even the construct of attainment. This brings us to the first profound insight: non-abiding minds. In the sutra, the Buddha tells Subhat, the mind should be kept independent of any abiding place. What does this mean? Means that a truly awakened mind does not rest in identity, sensation, thought, or even spiritual progress. Flows freely like wind over water. It is present what not possessed. It acts what does not attach. Live with a non-abiding mind is to be free, not because nothing happens, but because nothing sticks. So he comes, well, let it come. He comes, well, let it come. Let them go. There's a businessman in Seoul named Timel who began chanting the Diamond Sutra after losing his wife in a tragic accident. At first, the words made no sense to him. Mo ear, mo mind, mo attainment. It sounded like nihilism. But as he kept reciting, something inside began to loosen. One night, He dreamt of his wife standing beneath a waterfall, smiling. He said, "I'm not gone. You were never holding me." He woke up in tears, and in that moment, he understood love was never lost, only the form had changed. His grief began to ease. He kept chanting. This is the power of the Diamond Sutra. It doesn't explain grief. It dissolves the illusion that there is anything to cling to in it. Let's dive deeper. The other central teaching of the sutra is the illusion of self. Over and over, the Buddha reminds Subhatai that there is no fixed persons who attain this enlightenment, no beings who practices, no pai who helps others. First, this can sound dismissive, but it's not. It's the deepest form of respect. It means you are not your name, your story, your trauma, or your success. You are not even your thoughts or your faith. You are, in essence, ungraspable. This ungraspability is not a loss, it's a liberation. When you stop clinging to a self, you stop defending it. When you stop defending it, fear dissolves, and when fear dissolves, love naturally rises. There's a story of a Zen master in Japan who was asked, "What is your name?" He smiled and said, "Today, wind across the trees." This isn't evasion. It's truth. You are not static. You are ever unfolding. The other powerful element of the Diamond Sutra is its repetition and paradoxes. Why does the Buddha repeat the same ideas in different ways, often seeming to contradict himself? Because he is dismantling the very structure of conceptual thought. He is training the reader to see through language, to experience meaning beyond form. This is why chanting the sutra aloud has such a profound effect. It's not about understanding with the intellect. It's about allowing the vibration of truth to shake loose your rigid perceptions. When you chant, no form, no feeling, no perception, no formation, no consciousness, you are not erasing reality. You are erasing illusion. You are making space for what is real to rise, what has always been there beneath your mental noise. Let's look now at the practice of generosity as taught in the sutra. First glance, the Diamond Sutra might seem abstract or even aloof, but it's grounded in the most human of acts, giving. The Buddha teaches that true generosity is to give without attachment, to offer without the thought, "I am the giver, this is the gift, that is the receiver." This is called transcendent giving, and it is one of the 6 perfections of a bodhisattva. What does this look like in everyday life? Woman in Toronto, a social worker named Mir, began to practice this after studying the sutra. When he gave her time to clients, he stopped expecting gratitude. He stopped keeping score. He gave with presence, not expectation. He said it felt like breathing. Natural, effortless, free. That is the sutra in action. Ultimately, the Diamond Sutra is not meant to be understood. It is meant to be realized. It is a mirror, a sword, a flame. It shows you your face before you knew your name. It cuts away everything that isn't true, and it burns with the light of awakening not someday, but now. When you chant the Diamond Sutra, do it not to memorize, but to merit, not to check off a spiritual task. Chant it to dissolve. Dissolve your anger, dissolve your pride, dissolve your sorrow, dissolve yourself. And what remains? Compassion, clarity, open sky. That is your true nature. Thank you for joining me today in this deep exploration of the Diamond Sutra. If anything in this video touched you, if a word landed, if a story opened your heart, I invite you to share your reflections in the comments below. Let's create a space of collective insight. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and consider supporting us as a member to help bring more of these ancient teachings into the modern world. Thank you for watching this video. May your every chant cut through illusion like a diamond, and may your path be illuminated by the indestructible clarity of awakened mind.